What's up, basketball fans? Welcome to the Raptors Report. It is time to talk about the Toronto Raptors because it is that time of the year. We're 5 days away from potential, trades happening. The trades on December 15th can start happening because a lot of players are signed during the offseason can be traded, but the Raptors have already made some roster moves as well. We'll be breaking all of that down for you in today's video and some potential trade rumors surrounding a couple of Toronto Raptors. So if you're ready to watch, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. So as you guys know, I do like to give out shout outs on my channel. I actually got two shout outs because a few days ago I made a video a day after, and Mark actually posted the trivia question after I made the video. So I'm gonna give him a shout out here. So also Mark, thank you so much for supporting this channel. To your likes and comments, it is very much appreciated. And also MTA Varus, thank you to both of you guys for supporting this channel. To your likes and comments, it is very much appreciated. So let's talk about the Toronto Raptors because they announced today that they will be waiving DJ Carton. It was being announced by Aaron Rose on Twitter. And DJ Carton obviously was a player that signed with the Raptors last season. They had that horrible season with a lot of injuries. And a lot of young players did get an opportunity to kind of showcase what they did. And DJ Carton, one thing that really impressed me about him was certain qualities you look for young guys, which is just hustle, a lot of focus, defense, and intensity, which is all something, he showcased. Again, really unfortunate, guys. I know one thing I always emphasize on this channel is to always view NBA players more as human beings. Sure, you can, get mad at people as fans as well, but let's not forget someone did lose their job today. So it's really unfortunate for DJ Carton. He did have a lot of promise, but just given the way the Raptors offseason had gone, and, they obviously got Davion Mitchell, they drafted Jamal Shed as well. It really looked like there wasn't going to be a ton of room for him to play on this team and just get the opportunity as well. So again, best of luck to DJ Carton. Really, really unfortunate, he gets waived, but at the end of the day, the roster does have to be better constructed in terms of, positional needs being filled as well. So we'll see what happens moving forward and who the Raptors potentially sign. One name I will mention that is on the Raptors 905 I personally really like is Dylan Dessou. So keep an eye on him in the Raptors 905 as well. So in terms of some of the other news, we do have to talk about the Indiana Pacers because they seem to be interested in one of the Toronto Raptors big men. Now, it was being reported by the Indy Pacer on Twitter. It was saying that it was apparently being reported by Jake L. Fisher that the centers that Pacers are monitoring are, some of the names there. And one of the names included on that list is Kelly Olynyk. Now, of course, this is very fascinating. Again, just as I mentioned earlier, a lot of players have signed during the offseason. The Raptors have actually, I believe, re-signed him before he even hit free agency. So I'm not quite sure if they can trade him even now if they wanted. But it's quite interesting because obviously we know the Toronto Raptors and the Indiana Pacers have made, trade before involving Pascal Siakam. But in terms of the Indiana Pacers, what could they potentially give the Toronto Raptors in a trade? Kelly Olynyk does make $12 million, so keep that in mind. So taking a look at their roster here, and also taking into consideration that the Pacers can take back more than $12 million or, give less than $12 million, I should say. So it would have to be, I mentioned this in a chat on Twitter, it would have to be one of Obi Toppin, one of Aaron Nesmith, or if you're not trading those guys, it would have to be multiple players, including TJ McConnell. They're definitely not trading Benedict Mathurin because they weren't willing to involve him in a Pascal Siakam trade. And I do believe, if they were to trade him, I think they're going to aim to probably get a much, much better player than Benedict Mathurin. It would have to be Jarris Walker, potentially Isaiah Jackson, maybe Ben Shepherd. But again, the combination of players you could possibly do there is quite fascinating. And if you ask me, any of those players, if the Raptors were to get someone like a TJ McConnell in a return, he's a little bit older, but you see what he's able to do not only on the defensive side, he's a pest, but also on the offensive side as well in terms of how he generates the offense. He's just one of those players that's such a luxury to have at the backup position. He may not be the biggest. He's only, I believe, like 6'1". But again, just in terms of what he's able to do, how he's able to produce would be good, for the Toronto Raptors. That would secure their backup point guard position. I know some people like Davion. I don't think he'll be here long term. So TJ would be definitely a luxury to have at the backup position. Aaron Nesmith, again, I just don't see the Pacers really giving him up. He's also only 25 years old. So again, similarly to how I mentioned with Benedict, it is one of those cases where if they were to trade one of those two, it'd probably have to be an all-star player or someone much, much better than both of those players. Jarris Walker is an interesting name to keep an eye on, though, because again, if you're trading Jarris Walker, you also have to include some other players as well to match Kelly's $12 million. So Jarris, although he was taken off the tables in Pascal Siakam trade rumors, you know what? His value has definitely become a little bit lower since last season. He hasn't exactly performed or gotten a ton of minutes with the Pacers. So I can maybe see the Pacers giving him up as well. But again, they could probably throw in a second round pick as well to take on some of these contracts like Obi Toppin as well. So you never know what the Raptors do get if the trade between the two teams were to happen. But again, just very interesting to see that, the Pacers would be interested in him. Obviously, they like their stretch big men. We know they got Miles Turner. He's been a little bit injury prone this season. Again, no official trade rumors. We'll see what happens. Just probably just speculation as of now, but who knows? In the coming days, maybe we hear more trade rumors. But let's talk about our last post here and last discussion, and this is regarding Bruce Brown. Now, I want to give a shout out to Omar Osman on Twitter. He just does a fabulous job of always posting Raptors update and their players as well. And he tweeted this out that Bruce Brown apparently on IG said, soon. Now, whether that means a trade is happening soon, whether that means he's coming back from injury, I mean, if we're being realistic and honest with ourselves, it's probably it's second likely. He's probably coming back from injury. It's unlikely he's getting traded right now. He's got a massive contract of $22 million that, again, you have to take into consideration who is interested in Bruce Brown, and that's mostly playoff teams. And when you look at the salary cap situation, a lot of teams are pressed for money. They don't want to go in the second apron. They don't want to pay the crazy amount of taxes they have to pay. So again, the likelihood that this is a trade speculation is very unlikely. You never know. Not saying it can't happen, not saying it won't happen. You never know, but the likelihood that Bruce Brown gets traded, it seems very difficult considering the money he makes and the teams that are interested, and just considering the luxury tax as well, which a lot of teams won't want to go into. So again, we'll see what happens, but a lot of trade rumors, I'm sure we'll keep hearing more and more as December 15th approaches. But what do you think of this? Who's one player? Give me one player you have in mind the Raptors could potentially sign as a two-way contract now that they have waived DJ Carton. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, I do have a trivia question for you today. And that trivia question is, which city was Kelly Olynyk born in? Was it A, Toronto? Was it B, Kamloops? Was it C, Kelowna? Or was it everyone's favorite city in Canada, D, Brampton? So whoever answers this trivia question correctly first gets a shout out in my next video. So make sure to comment down below the right answer. And if you haven't already, guys, check me out on Spotify as well. I do upload my videos there. So again, if you're like me, where you like to go on drives and listen to podcasts, and you're stuck in traffic, there's no better way to kill time than to listen to podcasts. I'm now on Spotify as well. So I'll leave that in the comments and the description below. So make sure to check me out on there as well. So that will be it for today's video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.